Just grab them in the brisket.
Hey everyone, this is the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. And I know you're asking yourself, why did I find these guys? Or what am I doing? Hey, look, this is not the Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, wish it was. I mean, we'd be super rich. But
that sounds great.
Yeah, but you found the Grabbing the Brisket crew, and much like Joe Rogan, we're super awesome.
Yeah, and like to sit around and bullshit.
Exactly. And we appreciate you guys tuning in, following along, and hey, you guys strap your seatbelt in and let's go along this ride. I realize that there's probably 5 million different podcasts out there that you could be listening to, and you chose us. We really do appreciate that, and hopefully we can deliver on the content and the stupidness, the stupidest. What's the word I'm thinking
Stupidity?
of? The stupidity.
Stupidness works too.
Whatever you're trying to do, whether you're working out or you're on a long, boring-ass car ride, hopefully we can maybe give you a little entertainment. Make that go by a little bit quicker.
Absolutely.
I think that's exactly what we're missing a little bit in our car rides is awesome entertainment.
Correct.
I mean, you find yourself listening to the radio and you hear the same songs on the way to work and on the way home. You're like, this sucks. And or like you work for a company that has some crazy cell control thing in their vehicle that doesn't allow you to talk on the phone, or just you can't talk to anybody. So you're by yourself.
What is that called?
Cell control.
Cell control.
So I find myself now. Well, for a while I was going nuts. Mm-hmm. Then I figured out I could plug my phone and link it to my vehicle, and it allowed me to use Spotify or something else, right? So in the beginning I was listening to a lot of sports talk radio, and then I listened to a lot of Republican, Democratic politics, right? And that's good. I'm fine. I like politics. I like listening to it and whatever else, but still, I mean, it got rough for a while. Like try driving an hour or maybe 2 hours and not being able to say nothing to anybody or make a phone call or just listen to the radio. Like it's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's tough. So podcasting and being able to listen to different podcasts and different genres and different things, comedians, I'm like a whole new level right now. It doesn't bother me anymore. I don't care about I'll make a phone call. I'm ready to get in the truck. I'm already linked up. Let's just go.
Yeah. You look different. You look like
calmer.
You've changed.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Very spry.
If you think about it, I mean, you go back and look, I mean, back in the 20s, what do you say, the 20s, the 30s, or whatever, before the invention of television, you had the radio. And people would come
AM
on.
radio, baby.
And you would have stories. You would have these entertainment series that people would put out.
Oh, you had a whole cast of people at that time. Like they were like it's like Monty Python, right? Where the horse was riding and some people running behind the horse with the little coconuts, you know? Yeah. I'd say a good one, a radio show back in the day was that came on, it scared a lot of people, was War of the Worlds or whatever.
People thought it was real.
They thought it was super real.
Orson Welles.
Yeah, Orson Welles. They had no idea what was happening.
Like, these motherfuckers, they're about to attack and kill us.
Yeah.
Hey, scoop up the kids. Get in the storm cellar. Let's go.
Yeah. Those people tuned in like 30 seconds too late to hear that it was just a story.
My bad.
Yeah. It's like modern day, like, you just got pranked.
Well, it's so real, lifelike. John over there eating on the side of his freaking glass.
Shut up.
You should be ashamed of yourself. So, guys, it's once again, it's hump day.
It is Wednesday again. That is very true.
How do we feel about that? We're mid part of the week. How's it been so far?
It's good. I mean, I told a coworker today, I was eating lunch. You know, the small random talk that you have at break lunchrooms and all that good stuff. Heating up your leftover or your microwave dinner, whatever it is. Hey, how's it going? Or whatever it is. I'm like, yep, this is my second favorite part of the day. And you're like, what's your first part of the day? My favorite first part of the day? Well, 5 o'clock when I get to go home. So, I mean, that's sad, right? I mean,
that is sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love lunch.
lunch.
You're like a kid, man, at school.
Right.
Can't wait for that recess and that lunch
Recess
period.
and lunch.
Yeah.
What was that favorite snack that you always wanted in that lunchbox growing up as a kid? Anything like that stands out just super quick? The snack pack kid? Did you want the
Yeah, pudding. Chocolate pudding, man.
Yeah.
That would have been a great one growing
Yeah,
up.
pudding or little handy snacks. I like those.
Yeah.
Which is so gross, but yeah.
Did you
I don't know.
eat-
The
did
little
you eat-
gummies were solid. Like
you-
come in shapes like sharks or
Oh yeah,
Fruit snacks, yeah.
fruit
snacks.
snacks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Were you the get your lunch at school, or did mom's, brown bag that thing for you? Or before I get into that, back in the day, you always had these cool ass lunch boxes, right? Do you remember like the tin lunch boxes that had the thermos, whatever it is that
Yeah.
comes along with it? I don't remember who made that.
You bought the metal lunchbox. You got a matching thermos inside.
Like Aladdin or something, wasn't it? Aladdin
Well,
lunchboxes?
like He-Man. He-Man had his.
No,
Like
not
all.
Aladdin the character, Aladdin the brand.
I don't know what the hell you're even talking about, dude.
I think it was thermos, right?
Thermos maybe, but I know what you're talking about with Aladdin for sure. Yeah.
I don't know what the hell Aladdin.
We didn't
you're
rock
into.
no Aladdin lunchboxes.
It's a brand, man.
That's how you get robbed and beat up as a kid.
I didn't really take my lunch to
Jazz is
school
my
much.
favorite.
I ate the cafeteria, and then when I even got into sixth grade, into I guess you could say middle school, we were open campus. We had a little what we called the school store, which it was just almost right across the street. So as long as you had a couple bucks, you go there and get what we call like a shortstop special, which is basically tortilla with cheese, melted cheese on it. But it beat going to the cafeteria.
Yeah, you were off campus. You didn't.
we were
give a
off
shit.
campus,
You're
yeah.
like, I'm free.
Yeah.
Oh, we had the same thing. We had off campus. I can remember being like in the second grade. And this is no joke. Second or first grade. I would say second grade. Lunchtime happened. You could either go to eat lunch inside the thing, which they always had really good food because they made all their food from scratch where we grew up, right? So it was really good kitchen. Or you could leave and walk off campus in the second grade. That's crazy. We would
true.
walk like a couple of blocks and we would go to like this place it's called Lavera's. And we would go in and we would buy like you could get a pizza, you could get whatever, and you'd pull it out of the packaging and you'd run it through her machine, and it would just heat the whole thing perfectly crispy for you. You pull it out and you would sit there on the side of the road and like by a bridge. I'm not even joking. I can't make this up.
you can't.
And we would eat our freaking pizza and then we'd walk back to class in the freaking second grade. Like there was nobody cared. Like we could not come back from school.
Yeah.
We could have got taken.
That explains so many things.
Nobody even know.
But still knew
dead
to
in a
be,
ditch somewhere.
And still knew
right?
to be back on time.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, it taught you. You want to
Yeah.
leave? Go ahead and leave. Better be back
come
here.
back. Yeah.
35
Basically,
minutes.
too. I never came back, though.
That explains a lot,
Right.
John.
Called that high school.
That's how you missed the H in your name, huh?
Yeah.
You missed that part in class. The H's.
I have an H in my name.
No, I think it's pretty cool how people's interpretation of what lunchtime was. Like I said before, our lunches growing up in that school, all of our lunches were like made from scratch. A lot of times we didn't want to leave. Like pigs in the blanket.
Oh, I remember
were
the pigs in
made
the blanket.
fresh dough, fresh sausage. I mean, like everything was done. Like it was just, and you only get two, and piss you off. You're like, man, I know I can eat 4 of those things. I want 4. So I don't know.
You
It's
start bartering and like trying to trade shit
Yeah.
for other
Right.
kids.
Yeah, I mean, what were some of the that you remember? Being in the cafeteria as a kid. I remember like Stromboli and obviously pizza. It was actually a little, not even melted very good, but I mean, it was on your tray. Then you got the little Borden milk bags. I remember those.
I didn't have no bag.
Put
I
the
had
little straw in it.
cartons.
It's almost like Capri Sun.
Nah, we had the cartons.
Yeah, we had
carton
too.
milk.
Oh, we got the milk bags. I do remember that. Distinctively.
Yeah, that's a
Here's your
West
milk
Texas
bag.
thing.
Now, drink it like
Yeah.
drink it from a cow.
And basically, and it was
It's like a big udder.
and the bags were clear, so obviously you could see what was in it. So if you wanted the white milk, obviously it was white. The chocolate milk was obviously chocolate. But yeah, it was just like Capri Sun. You stick a straw in it, boom, little milk bags. Yeah,
So delicious to go with your Stromboli.
Stromboli, man, was solid.
Give me that chocolate milk bag, please.
I don't like milk bags.
But just don't milk another man's milk bag because
That
then
is
you can-
true.
You can go to jail in Texas.
That is true.
That's
we learned
right.
we learned about that in prior podcasts. So.
That's right. My week's been fantastic. I've been really trying to do a lot of billing, get caught up, a lot of quotes. That's what I do for a living. I just do a lot of paperwork and whatever. And Monday, however, did not start off so great. So Sunday, I went a little hard in the paint. We had a crawfish boil, which I think was, I didn't get, screwed up or anything. I had a few beers, hung out.
Crawfish was awesome, by the way.
Crawfish was fantastic.
Courtney,
Christian,
neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah, the neighbors, they totally killed it, invited us over. So we partook in that. And then, I felt great. Went home Sunday. I started getting kind of stuffy a little bit. You lay in bed, like you lay on your back or lay on your side. You get a little, you can't breathe, right? And you're like, man. So I got up. It was like, I don't even know, like 5 in the morning. And I was like, I'm going to go and take some medicine. This will knock this little thing. I'll get back in bed. By the time I get out of bed for real, like I'm going to feel like $1 million, Yeah. So go take medicine. I get back into bed, and about 30 minutes into it, I'm like, oh, I can breathe. This is great, I started getting a little sleepy, so I kind of drifted off to sleep. Then Amy got up, right? So I'm like, oh, Amy's up. I'm going to get out of bed. So I stand up, and I'm walking, and I'm like, I feel super fucked up, super drunk right now. Like, right?
What did you take?
I'm like, what the heck is going on? I feel dizzy. I can't get my eyes adjusted. I'm just like, everything is wobbly. Like the wall is coming closer to me as I'm walking than I really anticipate. You know what I mean? Like I'm just really off, right? I turn around, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, So I go and get back into bed, and then it kind of dawns on me that I took sleep medicine. So I was so out of it. Like it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, I need to sleep. This is not happening.
Everything's
yeah. And he was like, well, I'm leaving. All right. So I'm like, I'm about to leave too, I guess. Right. So I ended up taking a shower, and then I got out of the shower, and I was like, I sat there, and I still felt dizzy. I was like, I think I'm going to sleep. I think I'm actually going to go to sleep. This is like 6:30. I've already had a shower. I'm like, I texted, hey, I'm going to be a little late this morning. I may have taken some sleep medicine before this morning instead of, whatever, daytime medicine. So I still had to work a little bit late. It wasn't that bad. Probably about 45 minutes to an hour late to get to work. I felt better, but still did not feel good. I drug ass all damn day. That's the worst feeling when you drag ass all day. And by the time nighttime hits, you're like, well, I feel fine. This is no big deal. I don't know. It's just the worst feeling.
Yeah. That reminds me of, just really quick, you seen the episode of The Simpsons where Homer was like a truck driver or some shit. And so he's trekking across country. So he goes into the gas station because he's falling asleep. So he picks up a bottle of like what he thinks are like the no-dos. Do you remember the no-dos? You get at the gas stations, whatever those, the caffeine pills, or I don't know what. So he thought he picked up one of those, but it was actually a bottle of sleeping pills. So he just chugged it. And like whoever's running the gas station is like, that's your sleeping pills. And he's like, oh crap. And the next to it was the bottle of no-dos. So he takes the whole bottle of those. And he's like, all right, see you later. And he jumps in his rig and he's going down, trucking down the road. And next thing you know, he's like, starts dozing off. All of a sudden, oh, I'm wired. And then, I'm wired.
Up and down, up and down.
Up and down, up and down.
Yeah. I had the same thing coming back from San Angelo, which is about an 8-hour trip from here. We stopped off. Just when you work all day and you get there and it's like 10 o'clock at night and you turn around and come back same day. So you're going to be up, it'll be a.m. when you get back. So almost 24 hours you're awake. So the guy I was riding with, we stopped in. He bought a cup of coffee and he got a little package of pills, like basically like energy pills and whatever, right? So we get in the truck and we start to drive and he pulls over and he's drinking some hot coffee. And he opens the package up, takes all the pills, right, puts it in his mouth, boom, and he throws the package down the floorboard. I'm like, so we're riding down the road. It's like I said, by this time it's probably close to midnight, And I'm kind of like, what's in this package? I'm kind of like, I'm not really tired, so I didn't take anything. So I reach down and I start reading the package, and it's like, do not consume more than two pills in a 24-hour period. That's what it says. And so I look over. I'm like, hey, just curious, how many pills were in the package? He was like, why? I'm like, because it says do not consume more than 2 pills. Or maybe it's like, don't consume more than 2 pills in a 6-hour period. Don't consume over 4 in a 24-hour period. And I was like, how many were in there? He was like 8 or 10. I'm like, oh my God, you took them all.
You're going to die.
So he was freaking out, right? Of course, he's washing it down with coffee, which is not what you should be doing.
Right.
So I fall asleep. This dude is so wired. Imagine like somebody's eyeballs that are like 4 inches a lot larger than what they should be, right? His whole eyes are just wide awake. He's leaned towards the windshield. We're in rush hour traffic. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning. I look over and he's like, don't worry, man. I got it. I'm good. I haven't fallen asleep one time. I'm like, okay, whatever. Sounds great.
I'm going to walk.
Yeah. So he drops me off at my house, right? I've been up for like, of course I slept for a little bit. And I went home. I slept some more. Got up and went to work, right, that evening or whatever. He went home and did not sleep. He was up for like 40 hours straight. Could not sleep at all.
Good.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds awful. So he was hurting.
Yeah, that's horrible, dude. Any other cool stories from the week, guys?
I don't think so.
We
It's only Wednesday.
We did happen to go to the Roughnecks game. James wearing that shirt, so that was pretty solid, man. I enjoyed the game.
Houston's got an XFL team.
Yeah,
So
they do. I like the product that was on the field. It looked very similar to regular football. The rule changes didn't really come out as besides the kickoff. The forward passes or anything like that wasn't crazy. So I like the product, man. So I'm excited about it
Yeah, we're definitely going to check it out some more.
for sure.
season tickets, $100. Sell that
Wow.
per ticket. I'm sorry, per season. And then if you want suite tickets, you can get suite for like $600 for the year,
Which still isn't bad.
and you get suites. So
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
yeah,
John mentioned earlier, we're talking throughout the week and trying to put this whole episode together, or what we're going to talk about, this and that. But he mentioned he's got a couple of funny stories about the kids and what went on this week. So I'm going to let John just jump right in there. And,
Yeah, I've had a bit of a week with my kids.
Okay.
I have 4 kids. I'm sure everybody knows that if they listen. But 3 of them have given me, I don't want to say grief, because it wasn't all grief. Some of it was. Some of it was disgusting. Some of it was hilarious. I guess I'll just go through one by one here and tell you kind of what happened.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'll start with Luke. That's my 13-year-old. He had 3 friends stay the night on it's Friday or Saturday. I want to say Friday night.
Okay.
It was fine, actually. They weren't loud. Usually they keep us up. They're loud in the living room, but they were in the living room. We didn't hear them.
This is the Skate or Die friends.
yeah, they're all
One of them.
skateboards.
One
right?
of them was
Yeah.
super skateboard. The other one's not so much. It was one of its buddies whatever, and his little brother, actually, who's like a year or 2 younger. Well, anyways, he sends a video to Denny, my wife, like at 5 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It is him drawing mustaches and goatees and glasses and monocles and you name it on his 3 friends with a Sharpie marker.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he's videoing all of this, and just you can hear him snickering and laughing, thinking he's just the funniest damn kid ever. They're all asleep. So when I wake up, she tells me. So as a good dad, I go down there and give him a mustache while he's asleep and a little star earring. It was just
that's
perfect.
fantastic.
So he
That
wakes
is
up in the
nice.
morning. And he's looking at his buddies and going, I got you.
He has
guys.
no idea.
Yeah, no. He's like, you got it. And they're looking at him like, well, how the hell did you get? I mean, you have it too. And he's like, wait, what? It was fantastic.
That's
is what it
fantastic.
was.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'll maybe share the picture.
What goes around comes around.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a little karma, a little dad karma. It's just parenting at its best, is what it was.
And so that was Luke.
Yeah. That was Luke.
Okay.
Okay, so then this might have been a couple days before that, and this is the one that was kind of gross. Okay, it's really gross. Not as long of a story, but Sissy, my 2-year-old, walks in, and she's at that point now where she's not potty trained or anywhere near it, but she doesn't really like to be dirty. I don't know if you guys kind of remember that with kids. She walks in and is going, poo-poo, dada, poo-poo, in our room, and I'm going, okay, I'll change you. Go grab a diaper. And she's going, no, poo-poo. And I'm looking at her, and she's got her finger up. And on the end of that finger is poo-poo.
Poop.
Yeah, she I guess she decided to go ahead and check it herself.
Yeah.
Did the old dipstick.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, and
you got to fix both sides now.
right, yeah, exactly. So I was just like, oh, God damn it, wiped her up, threw her in the shower. But so that was my day with Sissy that day. not a long story, but I don't know if you guys have had issues like that with your kids when they were younger,
Oh man.
playing with their shit.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but yeah, that's
Wow.
I've
Yeah.
seen some crazy stuff.
It makes
man.
for a crappy.
I mean, me and
Crazy.
Jan, I got a story, me and Jan, and I don't know if we want to get into that story about us being probably about 2 years old in the bathtub.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Did you take a deuce in the bathtub?
There might have been a couple of floaters.
Yeah,
I'll just say my kids have done that.
Yeah. I mean, it
I think
happens.
every kid does that. Or
Exactly.
something.
So, yeah. And me and Jan are like, yeah.
I think the funniest story is my mom and dad. My dad was at home watching us, right? So there's two twin boys, and my mom's at work, and my dad he had taken off the day, and he'd walked in. We had taken our diapers off, and we had smeared shit from one side of the room to the other side of the room,
That is
all over the walls, right?
Gross.
So he comes in and finds this, right? So it's two 2-year-olds, right? So he takes like a paper towel or something, and he writes in our feces. He writes on the wall, "I can't take this shit anymore." And then of course he took us and he gave us baths and whatever else. Then he left the house. So my mom came home to this big shitty wall,
Oh,
right?
man.
Yeah, it was funny for him. Really horrible for her because she had to come home to see is that what I think that is?
Did he go to work or did he go to the bar?
I think he took us and I think we got like ice cream and we're out to lunch and dinner
Yeah.
or whatever. I think she
You
came-
deserved it.
We did. I think she came home for lunch expecting to
Oh,
have
okay,
lunch
I
with
got
us.
you.
She walked in and found like a big mural, right? So
Nice.
way to go, Pops. Love you. Yeah. So
Okay, and then this is the last little one. This is quick too, but this is the one that I found the most disturbing, and I know this is going to really bother James too. So I walk into I think this might have been Monday morning, getting the kids ready for school. I walk in and John's sitting there eating some breakfast, some cereal, and Maddox is fixing to have some cereal. But when I look down, and I actually got this on video, so I'll try to share this if I can. He's got his milk in the bowl, and he's pouring the cereal on top of the milk.
that's weird.
It's wrong.
It is
And I had to correct him immediately. You don't do that.
Yes.
That's some psycho shit.
You're-
That's the people that put socks on before pants.
What was his explanation?
I don't know.
you're
He was
gonna have
6.
one.
He was like, I don't know. I'm just putting it in.
You're
Even-
breaking all the laws of nature at this point right
Yes,
here.
yes.
I mean, you can't put the cart in front of the horse.
Yeah, it's just one of
No.
those things. And John was sitting there too, going, "What are you doing? You're not doing it right. That's wrong." It was disappointing. That's what it was.
God bless.
You know?
The only thing worse would be if you would put the cereal in your mouth and then you would take
Just take a swig of milk?
Swig of milk. Just like,
Especially if it was one of those
At least
milk.
the cereal
Yeah,
first.
especially if it was one of those bag milks. So you ain't getting a lot in there
Milk
real
sack.
fast. Yeah, one of those milk sacks.
Milk sacks.
the milk bags.
Milk bags.
Yeah. Anyways,
I gotta look this up. What a milk bag looks like.
Borden, just look at it.
Where
So-
did you go to school at?
Denver City, Texas.
Yeah.
Perfect.
that's my kids. You think you raise them right, and you're proven wrong.
Well, can't kill them.
Can't eat them neither. so.
You can clean them up and take them out to ice cream, though.
That's right.
Can't take the shit off the kids, but can't take whatever.
Anyways, yeah. So, kids are kids. I guess they do stuff that makes you go, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
They do the dumbest shit. I mean, they had I was gonna say they had the longest running TV show for a while. Like kids do the dumbest stuff or whatever.
Kids say the darndest
Kids
things.
say the darndest.
Wasn't Bill
thing.
Cosby a part of that?
Dang, I knew it was. Stupid rapist.
alleged.
Allegedly.
No,
Isn't
he got
in
convicted.
prison? So
No, he's
yeah,
guilty.
yeah.
I just think for all the good he did. Okay, think about this, and I'm not going to try to say this is.
Let's hear how this
I'm
goes.
just going to play devil's advocate. Okay, for all the good he did, and all the amount of kids that he donated money to, and look where they are. Like lawyers, doctors. I mean, they really promoted a really good upbringing and everything else, right? And then yes, he may have assaulted a few women. Okay, but if you take a few women, like a handful, and I don't know. 3 million,
Weigh that against the measure of whatever. Yeah.
the 3 million
even-
or
doesn't
10
even
million.
Okay, if it were a handful, but wasn't it 60 women or some shit like that?
Okay, 60 women against, I don't know, 50 million people over the course of his life. What do you think?
There's no trade-off.
The guy's not like some crazy mass,
So he's a very
serial.
No, he's a mass rapist.
Oh shit! Okay, never mind. I'm just kidding.
He roofied people.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, are you thirsty? Yeah. Hey, what's this pickup line?
Yeah. Luckily, it's not mutually exclusive. So,
hey, can you tell me if this smells like chloroform? Oh shit! Come on, it works every time.
I have a whole pack of Jell-O pudding pops upstairs.
How do you say? I
The
can't
pudding
even,
pops weren't getting it.
the pudding.
Pudding. I can't even do it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the dude's horrible. He deserves to be in jail.
Yeah, rapist
Although
bad.
it's amazing
He's out, bro.
who actually said this. It's amazing that maybe Eddie Murphy said this. The one guy that maybe somebody different. I can't remember, but he was like the TV dad, right? Mm-hmm. The Cosbys were the TV family, the epitome of like how it should be and whatever else. And then I don't know, Eddie Murphy was some guy that got caught with a transvestite in a car, and he said like off the wall shit, and I don't know.
And let me just kind of tie that back together. Tie that all home.
Put a bow on it for us.
I'm going to put a bow on it for everybody here. Like, for the people out there that are sitting there and watching and listening to these celebrities and these TV shows and these TV show dads that look perfect and everything's great and I wish that was my dad and all stuff like that. Next thing you know, that dad on that TV show is roofing everybody on this show. It goes to show you that, hey, what you see is not always what you get.
I'm going to say it's like always the time.
Pretty much.
Whatever you see on TV is not anything close to what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Except for Mr. Rogers.
That dude was solid. B, here at the Grabbing the Brisket crew, we're 100% real. Hey, what you hear is what you get. The stories, the sayings, the messages, all that stuff like that, that's just 100% us. So
I would agree with that. And I'm not saying I do not condone rape.
Oh,
No.
good.
Okay, so I'm
Good
saying
Lord.
that right now.
yeah.
I'm not saying that's okay.
I do not condone shooting guns inside of the house neither, as well.
But you do it if you need to.
Yeah.
If you
especially
need to, yes.
for manager plumbing.
I condone safety etiquette while handling firearms. Yes.
Unless you just want to check and make sure the safety's on or off. Then
pull the trigger.
right, that's
the
the only
trigger.
way to check.
That's the only way you should be able to figure it out.
You'll
Point
find
it
out.
and
You'll find out real fast if that safety works.
pull it and pull the trigger.
So funny.
But so what I was saying is, or I guess what ultimately I was trying to allude to is, thank you for listening. And
Do as we say.
exactly, send us your money. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Let's slide into the
DMs.
review.
Oh, damn it.
I think we got a review on board for you guys. We had a barbecue seasoning that was sent to us for us to try out, and we gave it a gander. We gave it a taste.
Yeah, it's the Burly Boy spices, right? Beef rub. I'm looking at it comes in a kind of a cool box. I mean, if you buy this and it comes in this box, I'm kind of digging
You
that
never
already.
really get seasonings that
In a
are
box.
packaged
In a box.
in a shaker, and then also packaged into a box.
Yeah,
individual
it's,
box.
It's packaged nicely.
It is.
The one thing that I'm going to say on this, it says it's like if you read from top to bottom, right? Burly Boy spices, and it says beef rub, and then right below that it says all natural coffee based dry rub, and that part right there, I feel like, what are you trying to sell me on? Why do you say it's all natural? Like I know salt is natural, I know garlic is natural, I know coffee beans are natural.
What's up with the wordplay?
But what are you doing to me? What are you trying
Maybe
to say?
he means he didn't add in anything, I don't know, weird. No MSG, no...
I think MSG is freaking natural, isn't it?
Shit, I don't know, man.
I don't know what short MSG really is. No, it makes shit taste really
It makes
good.
stuff taste good,
Yeah.
and it
Right.
makes
That's,
other people have headaches.
I thought that was
Right.
Madison Square Garden, but I don't know. Could be wrong.
So,
you're right.
so you, John, you've reviewed this one pretty well, right? So you did a pretty would you do a steak with this or
a tri-tip?
a tri-tip?
Yep.
Okay, and then yes, you did a video. I don't know if you'll post
Yeah,
a video
I'll
on
post
our
that.
yeah. So what do you think about this?
For me, I thought it was great. My kids ate the crap out of it. It was, if you don't really like coffee rubs, it might not be your bag, but it had a hint of coffee. It was a little bit sweet, but not super sweet. Had enough salt, enough pepper. For me, it was a pretty good all-around rub, and it doesn't taste like your typical beef rub to me, which is like, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. Although it does have all that stuff in it. I thought it was great. I really liked it.
I enjoyed it as well. I didn't have it on the tri-tip, but I had it on a hamburger patties. What I was introduced to it on, and it doesn't taste like it smells to me. I don't get a lot of coffee flavor or anything like that. I don't know if there's something to do with the ground beef that's counteracting it, because it is salty. It is obviously, which I like. So maybe my palate is like boom. As soon as the salt hits, it kind of takes everything else away. So I may not be the best to judge on that, but I enjoyed it on that hamburger patty for sure.
Yeah, I like two things about this packaging, right? So I'm looking at the ingredients. The ingredients are there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 ingredients in this or seasonings in this package. So that tells me they're not putting a whole bunch of crazy.
There's no spices.
Yeah,
right. Everything on there, you know what it is.
Ingredients, spices.
Yeah.
The initial thought when I smelled this rub, you definitely get the coffeeness, the roast of coffee
aroma,
coming in, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So that comes in very distinctful, but it's not pungent. It's not like overly coffee like I've had before. Right. You definitely get the other seasonings coming in with it. And then, so I like how it gives you a serving suggestion. So this is really a steak rub. This is what this is for. This is what they're promoting it for. It says beef rub, but they really want this thing on a steak. And it gives you 5 steps to cooking the perfect steak. And I just went through these really quick. And one is like your favorite cut of steak, get to room temperature, apply a generous amount, which I love that. Every seasoning company is like, put as much as you want. Yes. Please put a lot of that on there.
1 bottle per steak.
But here's a big key that a lot of people don't ever do is press your rub into the steak, right? A lot of people don't press. They'll just season it up and they go throw it on, right? You want to get to room temperature. You want to press the seasonings into your steak. And then it tells you you cook on high heat, which that's what I cook steaks on, right? And then you want to recommend medium rare for most steaks, which I'm like, that's how I cook my steaks. And it says let it rest for 5 to 7 minutes. I'm like, that's spot on. So like if you want a good, I don't know, steak method or cooking a steak, you have to buy the Burly Boy spices, get that recipe down right there. So right. I actually dig it. I actually like this. So yeah. What you got on this, James?
I thought it was terrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Like Charles Barkley.
Like Charles Barkley. It was horrible.
What about this?
I don't like the coffee rubs. It's just me. I don't like the coffee rubs. I think it tastes bitter. I think it tastes burnt. I think it tastes like all of them that I had. It's just very, just that coffee for me becomes prevalent. It's like it's Starbucks, just like karate kicked some side of cow, and what? I did not like it. And that's a stretch there, and I'm going really too far into that.
Yeah, but your analogies are getting...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll rein it back in a little bit. But I didn't care for it. I mean, I don't like the coffee rubs.
Okay. You don't really like coffee, though.
I don't like coffee.
That's probably, if you don't like coffee, you're probably not going to like this. And like, I can pick it out a little bit, even on this little piece right here we're trying here with it. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy this. I think it's going to be really great on a good ribeye, which maybe we'll try this next, right? Just plan on a good really thick ribeye. And
we'll try it out.
The tri-tip is like another steak, right? That's how you're cooking it. Still cooking it medium rare.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think James' review speaks to the fact that we are going to tell you the truth.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. So, James, you're going to score this, or John, you want to go first since you've tried it?
Are we giving it a score, or are we just doing like a thumbs up, thumbs down? Because for me, it's 2 thumbs up. I like it.
Yeah, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up.
I like it. It's 2 thumbs up for me as well.
2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down for James.
I'll pass on that.
And I'm going to tell you something else. I do like the bottling, the packaging, and I love it when you get a seasoning and they put the big holes. Mm-hmm. This is a finely ground. It's not coarse ground seasoning, but even then, to spread this out, you still need bigger holes. And yeah, I like the way this thing is put together.
Okay, thanks for sending it to us, Burly boy.
Yeah,
Burly
we
boy.
definitely do appreciate it.
North Carolina, never mind. Get this shit off my... I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, some good stuff comes from North Carolina. We appreciate it.
Okay, let's slide on over to the Salteez.
90. Oh, are we not doing...
The 90 seconds. 90 seconds. How are we going to do this?
Anybody? No?
90 seconds.
No, we're not doing that.
Wow, this
Come
is
on.
awful.
Yeah.
This is the 90-second beer review remix.
90-second beer review / Salteez review.
Right, this is a little bit different this time, right?
It is. Yeah, I think we even on our video that we put out for our channel there, it's just kind of an odd thing. Like his 90-second beer review. Today we had light beer, which I really didn't enjoy that. I mean, I drink light beer and all the time or whatever. I do enjoy getting my box in. I do enjoy getting my red L's or what is it? Red L, Russian Imperials.
You get the Imperial Stouts. You got
yeah.
the Red Ales.
So I like drinking those.
butters.
So when I found out today it was a light beer review, I was really kind of bummed out. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then we all weren't drinking the same beer, but once I realized it was just going to be a Salteez review,
Yeah, we're really not reviewing the beer. We're reviewing these salty strips.
I was probably a little bit
Right.
better at that point. So I guess for y'all don't know what a Salteez is, and how do you spell that? How do you spell the Salteez?
Salteez.
Correct.
I believe there's an E on
I
the
don't
end.
know if there's an E
No
on the
E
end or
at the
not.
end.
No, at the
Yeah, I
E
feel
at
like
the
you
end.
made that up.
Salteez.
Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a beer salt strip. That's what it is.
Right.
So
It
think of
looks like a little fruit by the foot, like maybe 2.5, 3 inches long strip of fruit by the foot, but it's green, covered in salt on a little like paper, wax
Lime-flavored.
paper strip,
Yeah,
basically.
it's like lime flavored fruit roll up that's covered in salt.
Coarse salt. And these little strips last a while. I'm a few beers in and still working on the first strip.
Right.
Right.
We kind of what we alluded to in our video review was it's good to use the whole thing if you're going to use a mug.
Right. If you're going to stick it on a glass or a cup or
Right.
mug, whatever. Yeah.
Right. And, using the whole thing obviously on a beer can, it's not going to work because you're not going to refill that beer can with another
Right. You're going
beer
to finish,
can. You're going to finish
the
that
beer
throw it-
way
throw
before
it
the
in trash.
salties.
So,
Yeah.
you can cut it and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's
Yeah, so I guess go back to what it is. So it's a lemon lime strip that it's been poured with coarse salt, right? It's adhesive, so it sticks to your bottles, sticks to your mugs, it sticks to your cans. You lick the side of it, get a little salty and liminess, and then you drink your beer. It works really good with light beer. It probably works really good with a Mexican lager, right?
Yeah.
I
Your
don't-
doses, your Modelas, your Corona.
it's going to work great with anything you like
Viruses.
drinking.
No
like
viruses,
lemon salt beer
James.
with. Anything you want to
yeah,
drink
yeah.
lemon salt beer with or lime salt beer,
You
it's
could
gonna
put this on a
work.
margarita. You could put
Yeah,
this on
you
a
could.
Bloody Mary.
michelada.
So I don't know. Like when you tell yes for your beer dressed, or somebody says that, I'm always like, no, don't dress my beer. And I'll tell you something that kind of stuck with me a little bit is I went to the Green Hall. You ever been there?
I've never been in. I've driven by. I've never been
Okay, so in Green, Texas, it's the oldest dance hall in Texas, right? And it's called the Green Hall. There've been a lot of famous acts from around the world that have played there, right? So we go in one night, and they're there to watch Robert Earl Keen, which is a personal favorite of mine. I love listening to his music. And we go on. He's not on the stage yet, and I'm buying a couple of beers. And back then, Amy drank Dos Equis, So she always wanted dressed with a lime. So we go in, and she was kind of, I don't know, Amy was kind of being short, and she was kind of being just maybe not so friendly, and it kind of rubbed off a little bit, and even the bartender noticed it, So Amy had walked off, and I'd come back to order 2 more beers, and she kind of like, hey, well, I don't want to tell her exactly all the words she said, but it just goes like, she's like, your friend over there, she called her a friend, which is weird. I was like, that's my wife, but she goes, your friend over there probably shouldn't be licking on the side of a bottle, right? You don't know where those things have come from, and it just doesn't look right. It looks weird, Ever since that one moment, I was like, oh, maybe you're right. Like, it just looks weird for a man to be licking on the side of a freaking bottle and drinking their beer. So I just never did it. Now, flash forward a couple years later where you got beer salt and I'm pouring it on my cans and I love it, you know. I always think of that though. It's kind of maybe it's kind of a flashback memory for me. This,
I mean, but do you wipe off your beer bottles or cans before you drink out of them? I mean, what's the difference?
I do. Yeah, I'll take my shirt, wipe the top of it, maybe add a little lime, and
Stand
then
corrected.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I try to. Yeah, unless I'm drunk and then I don't really care.
You don't care.
So, I don't
After
care.
beer too.
Yeah, you're like rolling around in the dirt, just like
Right,
cleaning it off.
Cleaning it off.
It's
Get
good.
it to me. For me, it's got a good flavor. It really has a good. You can actually eat this, which I didn't realize that until just a little bit ago. I really don't really care for this. I gave this a 5 out of a 1 to 10.
So not that you don't care. It's just
Yeah, I
it or
could
leave
take it or leave it. Yeah, it wasn't like I had to have this, or if I saw this in a store, I probably wouldn't buy it. If somebody gave one to me, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I don't have one. Yeah, I'll try it, whatever. So it's kind of where I fell with this one. It's cool, and they're hometown company. So I mean, I know a lot of people are going to love this, and I'm not trying to give them a bad review. Just for me personally, it's a 5.
okay.
Well, I scored it, on the video as blood pressure. So obviously that's not going to work for a review. And like Jan said, it's these guys are at League City. And I like the concept. I like the idea. Obviously there's plenty of beer salts that are out there already. But this one's, it's different. Just depending on what you want. Do you want to just shake your own little beer, salt, on your own can, or do you want to stick it on there? As far as the product goes, yeah, I like it. I wish they could be in smaller portions, but obviously you can cut them. I'm honestly going to give it probably about a 7, to be honest with you.
7. You should be honest.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah,
I like that.
Perfect.
All right.
I will just jump in right now and just let you guys know what my thoughts and views are on this thing. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's an innovative and great product that these people have developed. I mean, I'm still an hour into having this thing.
You about to lick a hole in that mug, by the
I'm
way,
always going to lick a hold of my mug. So
And so is John. Look at this.
I like it. I genuinely like it. Look, am I going to utilize it all the time? No. But for those special occasions where maybe I need a little more salt and lime in my life, boom. I'm going to have this package in the garage in Vegas ready to go for anybody
Right. And
that might want it.
Let me give you another reason why I give it a 7. Because once you have to actually eat it, it's kind of gross. That's one of the reasons I don't. Because I would eat it just straight out of the package, but once you've been using it, it's kind of gross to eat.
You don't eat. You
But
just
I still
lick
eat
it
it.
until
What are
you
you
get to
talking
the end of it.
No, usually when I use them, I pull that thing off and I'll eat the whole
Oh,
thing.
after you've been licking on it for a while, it's
Yes.
gross to eat?
Yeah. A little bit. But it's still good. But it's just it's gross looking. It's not that it's gross to eat. It's just gross looking.
You put it in your mouth.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
So. Okay. All right. It's like saying I hate it when I eat this and I'm giving it a low score, but yet when I use them, I just can't stop myself from eating it.
I'm going to change my score to a 4.
Yeah. It's like how does that saying go? I can't say that because I feel like I'm be so politically incorrect when I say all these things. I'm not going to say that. I'll keep it to myself.
I'm right here with James. I freaking loved it. I don't remember exactly what the score was I gave
On the
our
video, I think I
Yeah.
give it an 8.
Yeah, and I think I said either 9 or 9.5. I don't
I think
remember.
you said 9 point something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
I
you were
loved
higher
it.
than that, James. I thought you were like a 10.
Maybe. I'll give it a 10. I mean, right now, there's nothing on the market right now that can equal this.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I kind of gave a review like that a couple weeks ago, and I said, this is the first of its kind, so how can it be a 10?
Yeah.
But not that it's not the first of its kind, but, I like salts and stuff like that, but, I mean, it's still 7 for me.
I love it. Yeah, it's limey, lemony, salty. As far as beer dressings go, I don't think you can beat it. If you like your beer dressed up, this shit's the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Can I make one product suggestion to the folks at Salteez?
Salteez?
Can we get a pickle version?
Oh, that's genius. I love that.
Cool. Salt strips.
Pickle salt strip.
Pickle salties.
Pickle salties.
Palties.
Palties.
I would drink that on a pickle fucker.
Or sickles.
Pickle sickles.
Or just in general. And probably rank that, whatever you want to call it, like a 42 out of 10.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
And that concludes
That concludes the 90-second beer review.
90 second Salteez review.
Salty.
Light beer.
Salty.
That sucked.
Y'all definitely
I do
tune
like
in
it,
just
though.
to hear our voices. That's for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
They tune out.
they were seeing numbers fall quick right there. Every week, like, oh, these guys.
We were Facebook Live, now we're Facebook dead.
Yeah.
Just right there.
We have like one of these stock market like tickers in the garage, and we can actually see the volume of people listening and not listening.
It hasn't moved from 1,
Yeah, right.
just mind you. So
If it gets a 2, then oh damn,
somebody's
Yeah.
bored.
If it goes below that, then it's like freaking Black Tuesday around here, and it's not good, guys.
Yeah, we're jumping out of windows. That's Black Monday, by the way.
Black Monday. I'm sorry. We're jumping out the garage.
It's weird.
Aldan, hit him up with the business, bro.
What's up, my dudes? You guys know where to find us. We hope we give you the content. We are on Twitter. It is at Grab the Brisket. We are on Facebook and Instagram. They are both one and the same. Those are at Grab 'em in the Brisket. And anytime you guys want to email us, because we love the feedback, I always say that. I can't reiterate it enough. We love the feedback. We need to know negative, positive, indifferent, anything like that. It's grabbingthebrisket@gmail.com. We will read them. We'll get to them. And guys, this makes our podcast better, I guess you could say. It helps us get better. It gives us what you guys want to hear and stuff like that. So, like I say, grabbingthebrisket@gmail.com. So, guys, hit us up, man. We love it.
That's right. Send your stories in.
Definitely. I know it's super difficult for you right now. You're driving. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to send these guys an email, or I'm going to tweet them. I'm going to Instagram, whatever. I'm going to do it, but I'm driving right now, so I got time for that bullshit. I understand that. I do. But when you get to work, or when you get home, or maybe you're on the shitter, or maybe you're maybe cutting grass, doing the lawn work and whatever, and you're listening. I mean, you're hearing my voice go through your earbuds right now.
Stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing.
Pull
Hey,
over.
Immediately.
Screw
Stop.
that grass. Screw that commute.
Hey, you'll get to work when you get there.
Hit the 5 stars. Hit the review. Come on, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, priorities.
Exactly. But we do love you guys. So earlier today, I put out on Twitter this morning, and it was one of those deals. Like, I had a coworker mention to me about a food combination that I've never really have ever heard of before.
Yeah, I saw this post, and I honestly didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
Yeah,
Maybe not
since-
so much heard of, but not even thought about. You know what I mean?
Never even thought about this.
That's
food combination.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't understand the concept. Like, potato salad.
Okay, so it's gumbo and potato salad mixed.
Like, you just stir them together?
No. Okay, so first you start off with a base of rice, gumbo,
Makes sense. It's all good.
and then a dollop of potato salad.
And you lost me.
And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, and
this is where the confusion is coming in
I
my
guess-
part.
Yeah, my first immediate question would
I'm
be,
not really sure.
I mean, does the potato salad, at that point, does the potato salad have to be warm to go into the warm gumbo? Because if you just put in a thing of cold potato salad on top of it, then everything's going to be cold, right?
I don't think potato salad should ever be warm.
Right, exactly. But gumbo's obviously warm.
I
That's
think
what I'm
you're
saying.
eating mashed potatoes at that point. If it's
Right.
warm
true.
potato salad is
Yeah.
pretty much mashed potatoes.
I mean, I agree 100%. But, I mean, that would be the first question I ask is, is this potato salad warm? Because you're putting in, the gumbo's obviously warm. You know what I mean? So why would you put a cold thing besides something that's, obviously that we're used to putting in hot and cold, like ketchup, obviously. But
Right.
potato salad onto hot ass gumbo.
What do you think, Jan?
What do you think,
Potato
dude?
salad and gumbo? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I think that if you're ruining mom's potato salad, we got a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't do that.
Now, I like gumbo, but if you're putting some I don't know, some saucy shrimp or what is it, the seafood on top of mom's potato salad, she ain't gonna be happy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or somebody ruining somebody else's gumbo putting potato salad on.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
want that
two
in there.
very
You know what I mean?
different.
Obviously, it's a thing, and you know,
Where is this a thing at? Like, who is doing this?
it's a southern Louisiana thing, I believe.
Yeah, apparently this is a very coon-ass, very Cajun,
Kunas, are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can say whatever you
Okay,
want.
I don't
Yeah.
really understand.
It's
Okay.
Cajun, man.
very
I didn't
very
know that.
Louisiana thing
No,
to do.
I don't think it
Okay.
is. I don't think it's a very. I think it's like a certain.
I've heard this from multiple sources.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know where this is happening at, but I've heard this from multiple sources that potato salad goes into the gumbo. Potato salad, gumbo, then no, wait. Rice, potato salad.
good.
It's rice, gumbo, and then potato salad, like a dollop of potato salad.
Okay.
Look, I could actually see that. Then I'm sorry. I pictured this like a bowl of potato salad, and then you just ladle some
Gumbo?
gumbo on top of it.
That does sound worse.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
None of them sound great.
That's how I had
but
this figured. So
That's worse.
I probably would eat that then.
I would,
I would
try
probably,
it.
Yeah,
I would
that's-
definitely try it.
That's not a big deal.
We're definitely willing to try it, but I mean, I don't know what I mean. A potato, some onion, some pickle, relish,
It sounds like
I mean,
it all
what are
goes good together, you know. And
mustard. What are we doing here, guys?
right,
not right.
You know, and something else you it posted today, you know, with the crawfish and ketchup. You know, that's something I'd never heard of as well.
You know what I feel like? I feel
But-
like this is how this happened, right? Think like you went out somewhere and you got this gumbo and you got some potato salad and some beans, all this stuff on the side, right? And you eat your meal, and they're like, "Hey, you want to get a box for that?" You're like, "Yeah, no problem. Let me get you a box." So they bring you a box. You're like, "Well, all I got left is just a little bit of gumbo and rice and a couple of dollops of potatoes."
You build a box.
Yeah.
And then you just dumped everything in there, and you went home and I don't know, smoked a bowl or something, and then woke up
Had a
and you
couple
were like,
of pops for sure.
"Man, that potato salad and that gumbo just set it
Yeah,
off."
That's how that was created for sure.
It had to have been.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was invented.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
so because you just don't think about doing that.
no, I mean, there's a lot.
no.
There's a lot of things you create out of to-go boxes because
Exactly.
a lot of times it's a necessity.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Combine
like,
it all.
hey, we got this. Let's put it together and check this
you're
out.
Not,
Boom.
you're not carrying 15 to-go boxes.
Right. Everyone, yeah, it doesn't matter how many plates are left on the table. You're always like, no, I just need one box.
That's right. One
It's
box.
fine. I'll
we'll
fit
put
it
all
in
there.
one box.
I'll eat it tonight.
Okay, so you got cooking with Swiss. Apparently, this topic got blown up when Coach O told everybody how he eats his gumbo. So if you're not familiar with Coach O,
Ed Orgeron.
Yeah, Orgeron.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how he prefers. Well, let me tell you what. He is Louisiana. That guy can run for governor and probably get it right now. I mean, I'm sorry. LSU win the national champion. Ed O's or Coach O's.
That's a pretty solid football team, man.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay, so-
solid football team.
no rice when you do it with potato salad.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking about
No
the
rice.
Owls.
No rice.
I would agree
Okay.
with that.
All right.
I'm still having a hard time with this.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll try it, but it's still weird.
I'm definitely going to try it.
I'm gonna have to ask Mandy about that because her grandmother makes a great gumbo, and her obviously one of her uncles is has deep roots in Louisiana, and so I'll have to ask that question to them just to initially just see like, could you put the two together and make it good, even if you had to try to put the two together to make one. I don't know. Go with the other. I don't know because the whole thing for me is cold potato salad is got to be cold potato salad. You can't warm it up.
Right.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
Going back to the ketchup thing with crawfish, Cooks with Swiss chimed in and said that crawfish dip is a mayonnaise ketchup mix with lemon juice and Tony Chachere's.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
the dip.
That's the dip.
I mean that sounds phenomenal.
That's on. That's how we do things.
Crawfish dip?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever dipped crawfish in anything.
Yeah,
I
butter,
don't.
Tony's.
No. See, I don't even do that.
No, I just eat it.
I eat it how it's cooked.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm just saying you can do probably multiple things, but yeah, I definitely had that. That's a good dip right there.
Have to try it.
Yeah, my sister, for one, she loves. I mean, she can't have crawfish without dipping it, in the butter. So
In the butter.
in the butter,
butter.
It's butter.
the butter bean. So
All right.
Oh, we got back to the smoker says if you drink enough beer, anything will go good with gumbo.
All right. Yeah, but that's probably true too.
That is very
yeah.
true.
That's probably true.
That is very
That's
true.
good. Yeah, we like that.
We do like that.
So what we're transitioning to our this is our barbecue fails, barbecue
Yeah,
wins.
we got some wins and some fails that were sent in
Nice.
to us.
I like that. Okay. Well, hit us
Yeah,
up with
okay.
it, John.
All right, this one is from TD's Brew Barbecue. That might sound familiar to you.
Does
Yeah.
sound familiar.
Yeah, we tried their stuff out of New Mexico.
Correct. Yes, we did the beer challenge thingy, whatever that was.
Yep.
The Pepe.
Yep.
The Pepe challenge.
The
Yeah.
Pepe,
Okay.
the Pepe shot. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
and this is a pretty quick one. He says, and I'll just read it how I got it. I just had a recent barbecue fail. I was cooking some short ribs on my Rectech Bullseye. It didn't light, so I had to clean out the auger. It was jammed. Pain in the ass. Then it worked fine. They were almost done, and I went outside, and the damn thing was below 100 degrees. I was pissed that it had jammed again. They were not quite as tender as I wanted, but they were okay. So 2 days later, I tried to start it again, and no bueno. We went out to eat instead. I was furious. I had never had an issue with this grill before. 2 days later, I noticed it was out of pellets.
2 days later, this guy went
Wow.
like 4 days, no pellets, and a pellet fed smoker. That's great.
Yeah, that'll get you every time.
Hey, you know what that is?
Every
That's
time.
too many of the Pepe Loco
Yeah.
Challenges.
challenges.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't figure out how many damn pellets you got in there. Yeah,
I couldn't.
that's good.
I couldn't help but it might be just my mind, but every time he said jammed, I was thinking of these two fuckers combined into one person.
That's
Just,
weird.
They're twins, so
Jan and
jammed.
Jammed.
So I was
Okay.
like,
Nice.
I don't know. So
Yeah,
maybe that's
thanks
mine,
for
but-
that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. We're gonna we should salute him or something.
I'm pretty. Yeah, but
2 days.
Didn't James just have the
We had
same
the same
fail
issue.
last week?
I just had
Yeah.
the fail where it was more of a malfunction on Traeger's part than my part because
right, because it ate too many pellets.
it ate. Yes, correct.
Temperature's down to 30
Pull
something
it
degrees
together,
outside.
Traeger.
Yeah, yeah. All right, what else you got?
All right, this one's a little longer, but this one is good. This
Okay.
is from this is also an Instagram fella at the Dogfather 2016, and that is DAWG.
Dog.
Yeah.
That's
the
how you say that.
Dog Father
The
2016.
dog in.
All right, follow along. Okay, this was about a dozen or so years ago. I see some neighbors raving about their friends' barbecue skills, best ribs ever, that sort of thing. See, at this point, I had never tasted any do-it-yourself barbecue. Only in restaurants had I really had barbecue at this point. Nor had I really had a lot of barbecue at all. Being from Canada, it was mostly gassers and crappy round, lidless briquette fuel-type barbecues. And smoking really wasn't popular at this point up there. At least not where he was, like at all. So I decided to look online for an offset smoker. Found a straight out of China, thin metal, crappy construction smoker, but to me this was a Fabergé egg and it was not cheap. Paid about $250 for it and had it shipped to my house and built on a pallet. Okay, so there's no instructions when I finally get it in my yard. I didn't know I had to oil it and burn it out. So I'm getting the ribs, all the ribs. It said you can put about 6 racks on there. I went ahead and put 8. Laugh out loud.
Nice.
At this point, I still had no idea how to light this thing's firebox. I look online, but I'm in such a state that I just loaded up with briquettes, and not just any briquettes. I get the ones jammed full of lighter fluid, and proceeded to empty half a bottle of lighter fluid on top of that.
Wait, is this a barbecue win?
No.
Because I was like, holy shit,
No,
this
just-
guy is killing people.
Yes. Yeah. So at this point, he figures it's just going to burn off anyway. So what's the difference, right?
Are the ribs already on?
Yeah, they're on there.
Oh, that's so lovely.
As far
Okay.
as I know,
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to that. So it's got a lot of lighter fluid on there at this point. So here he goes. He got a Zippo in hand, Zippo lighter in hand. About 100 briquettes saturated with fluid, and it's giving off some serious vapors. I light up my Zippo, and boom, the biggest fireball lights up, knocks me back about 5 feet. At this point, I'm checking to see if my siding is on fire and if I need to stop, drop, and roll. I realize I'm okay, but the lid has closed on the firebox, and the flames are coming out of every possible air leak point. Boom. This went on for about 10 minutes before I decided to turn the hose on it. My wife isn't home yet, so I can salvage the situation. I open the firebox with my old metal spatula and give it a spray off with the hose. Well, then the smoke billowed out and a huge crack like thunder sang out. The high heat and the ice cold water shattered this thing into 3 pieces.
Oh, man.
Coals are everywhere. I'm freaking out, and my wife comes into the driveway right at this point. She sees me with shock and fear in my eyes. I'm filthy with soot and soaked. The smoker was a complete write-off. My wife was really not happy, and some of the coals that had fell lit my shed on fire, and about a quarter of my shed burned down.
Burn up.
Yeah.
This guy failed.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest fail I think I've ever heard of.
And his wording failed. You know why? Because he said I had to put the hose on it before my wife got home. What's up with that?
Yeah.
A different kind of hose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So,
Wrong kind of hose.
Gotcha.
Damn.
So needless to say, so after that, I learned that yes, this friend of a friend did make some tasty barbecue, and he got me on the right path, starting with my very first real barbecue, a 22-inch Weber kettle.
There you go.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with a Weber. That's good.
We love
Dude,
it.
That was a great story.
That's
This
solid.
dude
That was
just
solid.
like burned his she shed down.
That's exactly what I thought.
You know?
She said, Cheryl.
Yeah. That's great.
There was a concussion from that explosion.
Dude, yeah,
You know,
he was probably on his butt like
Like,
what just happened?
Yeah. It's like you're cooking with gas, literally.
Right, yeah.
And then you spray cold water on it. Hey, we need to get this guy a medal. We salute you, real
Man of genius.
American hero.
Yeah.
We need to get this guy a brisket or something from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll let's like cook
agree.
one, freeze it, and mail it to him or something. I don't know. That's great.
All right, what else we got, John?
All right, so we do also have, those were our fails, which were fabulous.
Hey, you know what? Something to learn from, right?
Yeah.
When in doubt-
Absolutely. Dude.
And also
Yeah.
to laugh at, yeah.
Yeah.
So we also have one win, and this is from Matias Serrata. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I may be butchering it. And this was, he did a cook-off recently in Refugio?
Yeah, Texas.
Texas.
Down south,
Yeah.
59
I've
south.
been there.
Yeah.
I don't have family there, but I've been there.
I was looking at you like,
All the time.
got
I've
some
been
family?
Right.
Anyways, this was an IBCA event put on by a team called Two Broke Cookers for a scholarship fund in memory of Veronica Roca, who had passed away. This is the 3rd annual Two Broke Cookers Barbecue Cook-Off. Promoters Irene Garza, Micah Roca, Renee Rena. It says the payout. Basically, he hit 3rd place chicken, 2nd place brisket, 13th rib, and reserve grand champion. And he gave a little backstory here. I'll go into it. The day was beautiful, and for the most part, my cook went pretty smooth without any hiccups. My ribs, although very tasty, might have been a bit powerful for the judges. The moisture was there, and definitely the tenderness was definitely there. But the flavor might have been a bit much, which sometimes can be a turnoff for the judge if you venture too far out of what ribs should normally taste like, basically. He goes into saying if they're over-sauced or over-glazed or whatever, you can turn them off. And he thinks he might have got a little heavy-handed with his glaze. He said his chicken was on point. Anytime he's in the top 3 of chicken, as you guys know, you're happy. Because chicken can be a little finicky because everybody has a different different palate when it comes to chicken. So he goes into a little bit about his chicken, about how he tries to make it kind of middle of the road, a little sweet, a little salty, give it a little crispy, not over juicy, because some of the older folks think if it's too juicy, it's undercooked, that kind of thing. He goes into a little bit about his chicken. His brisket was, in his mind, right where he wanted it to be, moist, tender, and just a good tasting piece of beef. In the end, the judges agree, gave him the 2nd place. I give them a little bit of both worlds, meaning... which means I like leaving some of the fat on my slices, because I guess he says some people like the fat, and it's easier to cut it off than it is to add it on when it's not there.
That's right.
So fortunately, the caliber of the teams were pretty tough in the competition, which caused the points to spread out a little bit. So his 2 good calls gave him enough for the reserve grand champion. If his ribs were a little better, he thinks he would have obviously taken the grand champion. But anyways, he's a firm believer in prayer, and sometimes you've done all you can do and just pray for the best. And that's it. He just went into it was an IBCA event.
What was his name?
This is Matias Serrata, and he's contacted us on Facebook.
Hey, I like that.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
IBCA, and he does a lot of IBCA stuff. So I don't know where that is, but
What's his cook team name? Did you ever give it?
I don't know if he gave his team name.
All right. Next time, give us your cook team name. Like a lot of times we maybe cooked against you already, or maybe we've seen y'all out or whatever.
There's a good chance.
That's a solid day, man. I love that.
Yeah,
you go out,
for sure.
you compete, you get some good teams around you, and then you end up grand champion. And then you look back on it going, hey, I probably could have done this a little bit differently. I could have came in and said, I think maybe my ribs a little bit. I think what he said, his ribs were too much flavor. Like they were a little maybe hitting
I think
too.
he had a little too much glaze. He said
Too much glaze, right? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. That's hey, when you're winning, and this guy reserve grand champion, he's already looking at how does he get better.
Right.
It looks like his team is RG3 Smokers, which I don't really know what that stands for, but RG3 Smokers.
Robert Griffin III Smokers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No, even guys, when you guys are out there failing, as long as you're learning from it, that's the best teaching you can get. Because you're going to teach yourself how to learn. You know what I mean? As soon as you're failing, like, oh, what can I do this time? What can I do this? You know what I mean?
Drink 18 beers instead of 20 beers.
Right.
At that point, they'll all taste the same.
That's right.
But yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, guys. So I think that probably is going to conclude our latest episode.
Boom.
27
in the books. So, yeah, we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Aldan always does a super great job of hitting them up with the business.
Sometimes.
Always, sometimes.
We're always available socially, whether it's Instagram, Twitter. Please hit us up. We'd love to interact with you guys. Send us your fails. Send us your wins. If there's any products or sponsors or any type of seasoning rubs out there, hey, you guys let us know. Hey, while it was live, Burly Boy jumped in there.
Oh, yeah? What did he say?
So he just joined in, so I gave him a little shot of the seasoning.
That's cool.
So, hey, Burly Boy, hey, this episode's for you, so you
sir.
check it out.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Right.
So,
Yeah, also, if you guys ever have just a kick-ass recipe you want to share,
yeah.
we don't mind sharing that kind of thing.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be barbecue. It can be anything.
Yeah, give us your recipes because we want to steal it and make it our own.
Right. Yeah.
and-
Any competition
Nah, I'm just kidding.
recipes.
Just
Right.
joking.
Recipe for disaster sometimes. We can make those turn into wins or fails. I don't know. So.
Love you guys. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.
Boom.
Just grab them in the brisket.